Today we're going to look at gun disarms. So, and we're going to look at a gun disarm from behind. So what we're going to do is preface first a little bit of information. First, if someone comes to rob you or pulls a gun on you, whether they're in front or behind, if you don't think the person is going to shoot you, especially in a robbery situation, take whatever you have and give it to them. Take your money, your keys, your wallet, do whatever you want. You can just throw it off in the opposite direction of the way that you want to go, and then you go. If they're only there for the purpose of gaining your money or your car, grab out of it what you can, give them what you have. That's always the safest option. However, there are those times when you think the person is going to shoot you. If you think they are going to shoot you, then you need to do something, because doing something is probably going to be safer than doing nothing. If somebody comes up behind you, they pull a gun on you, put you on your hands and knees, put your hands behind your head, put your hands behind your back, hands on your knees, on the ground, they come up from behind. Those are usually not good situations, and you just don't want to get yourself there. It's better to have a gunshot where there's a lot of activity and hope that somebody's going to find you or hear it right away than to be taken away or just to do something without even acting, taking any type of action whatsoever. And you'd be surprised how much you can do. With that being said, the next thing that we're going to talk about just briefly, we're not trying to make you gun people. Meaning, if you've never shot a gun before, if you don't know the difference between an automatic and a revolver and where the safety is, how to operate it, how to clear a jam, we're not trying to do that with you. This is a plastic gun, right? Orange on the tip, right? All plastic, but it simulates having a regular weapon. The design, the configuration, all about the same. So what we want to do is we want you to end up with the gun. All right? So, and then you take off with it. Not because you're going to shoot anybody with it, but the gun itself, once you have it from the perpetrator or from the person, you want not to leave it with them, because if they pick it back up off the ground, then they have that ability to shoot you again. So, our goal will be to take the gun away from the person or to knock it out of their hands, preferably to take it away from them. And that's really what we're going to focus on. All right? Not how to shoot it or to do any of the other things that you might think with the gun. So help me tonight is Bill, right? And we're going to take and do the gun disarm. We're going to do it nice and slow, and we're just going to go step by step how to go right through it. Right? So if someone comes up from behind you, right, they're probably going to come up, probably going to grab you, probably going to have one hand on the gun, right? Not uncommon for you to put your hands up. You see it all the time. It's a natural reaction. You want your hands to go up. The reason we want our hands to go up is so that we can kind of prepare ourselves without making the person with the gun think we're preparing ourselves. So hands up, right? Bill's going to come up from behind. He's going to go, give me all your money, right? You might even look back and you might see the gun. You might say, look forward. You're just going to go ahead and look forward, but when you look back, you want to see how far back away he is. Don't worry if the gun gets pushed up against your head. Right? So if that gun is touching my head, I know where that gun is. All right? So, and when you see as we move with all of this, what we're going to do is we're going to turn. And when we turn, if that gun is up against our head, and they're probably going to have a little pressure on it because they like to not only put the gun there, they want you to know that it's there, so they push back, they push that barrel right into you. As they do that, you're going to twist, and you're going to twist to the side. That's all right, right? We're going to twist if they have the gun. If I feel a hand on my shoulder, so Bill's got his left hand on my shoulder, we're not going to overthink it, but twist away from the hand that's on the shoulder. Hands are up. Don't shoot me, don't shoot me. I'll give you all my money. Let me just get the money out of my pocket. Take and use your opposite hand. So forget about which pocket your money's in, right? What I want to do is I want to drop my left hand. And as I drop my left hand, we're going to turn. And when we turn, just turn in step. Put your hand on the arm, right? That pushes the gun away. Then we're going to just keep on going. We're going to hold the arm, then with the left hand or the free hand, and just let your right hand slide down and grab the barrel of the gun. Once you grab the barrel of the gun, you turn it right back toward the person. Turning the gun back toward the person without turning it across your body. That's the most important thing that you want to have happen, right? You don't want to get the gun and move it toward you, so it's got to go back. We twisted, we moved him to the side, we keep him going. We let one hand kind of grab him so he doesn't get away. We turn it right toward him, and then we yank the gun out. Now, once you have the gun, if you think he's not going to stop, the gun makes a perfect weapon to be able to strike somebody with once you have it. But you're not going to try and shoot the person. You're not a gun expert. We don't want you to kill the other person. You know, if they get hurt, they get hurt. You want to save your life and get out of the way. So what do we need to do? I need to disable them long enough so that I can just run and take off. And when you run and take off, you take the gun with you. Don't leave the gun for the person who's behind you. Now, with that being said, we're going to do that again. We have to remind you of one other thing. Always make one assumption, regardless of... So this way, if you make this assumption, you'll never have to worry about what is going to happen. Because the biggest thing is saying, well, what's going to happen when I do this? You have to assume that no matter who has the weapon, when it's a firearm, one bullet, one round, will exit the gun. It may or it may not. But since you're not firearms experts, since you don't know if there might be no bullets in the gun at all. Somebody might have a fake. Or they might be ready to shoot you and you don't know. So since you don't know, you don't know. Make one assumption. There's one round inside the gun. Once you grab the barrel, if the top part of the gun, in this particular case, because this will slide back, if this doesn't slide, the gun won't operate. But one bullet might come out, but a second one will not. All right? So always assume one is going to come out. So when Bill comes back, he's going to just keep the gun a little away from my head this time. I feel him. He makes his demand. Oh, I want your money. I want your car. I put my hands up. Look, I don't want anything from you. Talk to the person. Gain a little confidence, right? You can pretend to be scared, right? But what you want to do is you want to control it a little bit and buy yourself just a second. You take that breath. I'm going to give you everything that you want. I'm just going to reach into my pocketbook. I'm going to reach into my purse. I'm going to reach into my pocket, right? And as you do that, you want to turn, grab and twist, hit, and move away. Now, for anybody who thinks they're going to be in this situation, this is not something that you're going to do once, right? I would suggest that you practice this. Why? You need to practice in order to gain some confidence in yourself to think that you can do it. If you don't have the confidence to think that you can do it, then you're going to be a little bit nervous. You still may get it, or you may not. But the more that you practice, the more that you'll have that confidence to be able to do it. So Bill comes up, we're going to come up, and you're going to do the same thing. It's just, oh, don't do anything, I'll give you whatever I want. Just take your moment or your opportunity and go. Once you go, keep on going. Don't stop, don't give up, just keep on going. If you make a mistake, if the gun drops on the ground, do whatever it is that you think you need to do, right? But keep on going, because element of surprise works to your advantage. 99% of the people think that you're not going to do anything. So when they come up, that you know a lot of stuff by one touch. By one touch, I know he's within arm's distance of me. So I know I'm within arm's distance of him. With one touch, right now, I know the gun's within arm's distance, but I know it's not touching my head. I know that if I make this turn, that my hand will probably get the gun, and with very little work, I'm going to push him to the side. He's never going to expect me to do that. By me holding his arm so it just binds him up for a second, he's like, what the heck's going on? That gives me time to reach around to get the gun. I twist it to him. The gun is a lever. So even if he's holding on to it, he's not going to be holding on too much because you're going to be working against his fingers. Because you have the gun toward the end, you can pull it out and rock it right out of his hand. It'll come out because the weight of the gun and the angles that you're using just will cause the gun to come out of his hand. If he doesn't, just hang on to it. Because if he's trying to hang on to the gun, if you hang on to the gun, poke him in the eye, punch him in the nose, palm strike in the nose, in the head, the ear, push him in the throat, anything that you need to do so that you can get the gun away and then go. You want to end up with the gun, end up not getting shot. Remember, the purpose, the real purpose is to say, in a split second, you're going to determine somebody's doing something to me, I think they're going to shoot me. If I think they're going to shoot me, then I need to do something. All right? Now, if Bill takes, say, a step back, and he's way over there, and I see him and he does this is a problem. Because the amount of time it takes for me to get to him, I'm not going to be able to close that distance. Right? He can still get that round off. So I want him to think I'm fearful. I want him to think he has control. I want to move into the situation. I want him to take that gun, get it close to me. I want that gun to be up against my head because I know exactly where everything is right at that moment. Once I do all of that, don't do anything to me. I promise I'll give you whatever it is that you need. As you move into that, he thinks he's in control because he's got the weapon. Turn. So maybe I don't have it. So this is a bad position. I turned, I got it wrong. I can still hold with the arm, come back, grab the gun. Any way that you want. And then, again, you could always hit the person, use the gun as a weapon, and then move away. So, this is just a simple plastic gun. They sell mocked up guns anywhere on the internet. You can get them. Any good martial arts store will have them. You can go to a sporting goods store and buy a spring-loaded, this is a spring-loaded pellet gun, which is what I use to train people with to do these things. You can go and get them. They're very inexpensive, $5, $10, $15. You can pick something up, practice it, go through the practice, keep doing it, watch the video, go back, keep practicing, keep doing it. I promise it'll work. So, hope you never have it happen to you. Practice a lot, and that's it for tonight.